Welcome to the Cartoon History Channel, and this is Saturday Afternoon Retro 25, the history of the first three primetime cartoons, which were the Flintstones, Top Cat, and the Jetsons. Three original primetime cartoon shows were all made by Hanna-Barbera. 1960 to 66, the Flintstones. 61 to 62, for one season, Top Cat. 62 to 63, the Jetsons. Two of those first three did not pan out. The only one out of the three that was considered a success was the Flintstones. All three of the cartoons were on ABC at different times in the 1960s. The Flintstones were on ABC from 1960 to 1966. Top Cat was on ABC from 1961 to 62. And right after that, from 62 to 63, the Jetsons were also on ABC. Top Cat and the Jetsons only lasted one season. But all three shows were vastly different. The first show that was the big breakout primetime show, The Flintstones, was an animated reimagining of, in a prehistoric setting, of the Honeymooners, made famous by Jackie Gleason and Art Carney. The two main characters are based off Jackie Gleason and Art Carney's characters. Two quarry working men named Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. They work very, very hard and have their 1960s settings, but in a prehistoric setting, like a vacuum, a shower. All of them are prehistoric animals within the timeline. And it has a stereotypical thing of the time where the men were the head of the household. Even though Fred was a bit more ballsy and Barney was a bit more go with the flow, they also had the get rich quick schemes akin to the Honeymooners. It's based on the Honeymooners, but Bill and Joe never actually came out and said it. Its original primetime audience was originally targeted towards kids because one of their original main sponsors was Winston Cigarettes. But they later evolved into different kind of sponsorship of the Flintstones, like Alka-Seltzer and Welch's grape juice. And when they were doing Alka-Seltzer, it wasn't just Alka-Seltzer, it was the whole entire Bayer family line of pharmaceutical products. A lot of people think the Meet the Flintstones was the original theme song, and it is what the show is known for. But the original theme song was an instrumental song called Sunrise. The Meet the Flintstones theme song started in season 3 and lasted until the end of the show in season 6. Also, for true watchers of the show that watched it a lot on Cartoon Network and even back in the day, you'll know this. Pebbles Flintstone did not become part of the show until towards the end of season 3. Bam Bam Rubble did not become part of the show until season 4. The third episode of the first season, The Swimming Pool, that was actually originally used as a test pilot for the show, and the main characters were called the Flagstones instead of the Flintstones. And it was just a sales pitch to go around to the networks. It never really aired to the general public. But you can find it on the little clip snippet of that on YouTube. Second primetime show lasted from 61 to 62. One season, 30 episodes, and it was called Top Cat. And it was about a gang leader of alley cats. The top cat, the main cat, was named Top Cat. And he had his 5 or 6 friends going around with get rich quick schemes like the Flintstones. On that show, Copcat's main antagonist was Officer Tibbles, trying to stop all of their get rich quick schemes. Later in the 62 half of this Copcat, from 62 to 63, Bill and Joe thought, well, we did the past, now we're going to do the future. That only lasted for one season, too. All three of these shows had the same problem, except the first show lasted for 6 seasons, and the other two only lasted one. They were made in color, but they were broadcast to a black and white audience. Colorization of TV, I mean. Because Technicolor broadcasting had not taken over yet. The Jetsons was about a show set 100 years in the future from when it aired. It aired in 1962 from 62 to 63. And it was set in 2062. And a lot of modern feature conveniences that are actual feature now were predicted from the Jetsons, like smart TVs, tablets, teledoc type stuff, FaceTime. They were all predicted on the Jetsons. That show was about a futuristic family living in a futuristic apartment that had flying cars. George Jetson went to work at a place called Spacely Sprockets. They made sprockets that they put in machinery and robots. He had a push button job that all he did was push the button, and Rudy, his computer, did the work. The main rivalry for his business was Cogswell Cogs, which was a modified version of the Mr. Slate character, except bigger. The Jetsons were the main family, but the main antagonist in a way on the Jetsons show was also his boss, Mr. Spacely, voiced by Mel Blanc. Which, if you look close to the Mr. Spacely and Mel Blanc, he's a caricature of his voice. A very short, ill-tempered man that is constantly rehiring and firing George Jetson for little insignificant things. His temperament is kind of modeled after Yosemite Sam, one could say. But George Jetson, along with his teenage daughter Judy and his younger son Elroy and his wife Jane and their robot maid Rosie and their dog, he's just a man trying to get by in the future, 100 years in the future. But that's the basic concept of the show, that George Jetson was just a man trying to get by. That's it for today's video. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell if you like the video. Remember to hit the notification bell so you'll always be notified every Saturday and Friday when I have a video at 3. You can personalize your notifications or hit the gray bell and be notified for all of them. And I hope you like the video, and comment and tell me what you think of it, please. And tell me what you want Saturday Afternoon Retro Tune 26 to be about. Whatever gets the most votes is what I'll do next.